should you be dating? I thought about that. You date so that you're not lonely. But when you're really lonely, should you be dating? Because when you're trying to grasp at certain things emotionally and mentally, you can make all the wrong decisions.
Absolutely.
So,
but it's a very thin line, because when you're lonely, it's not necessarily the same thing as desiring companionship. I mean, it is, but it's not. Because companionship says, I want to get to know you, and I wanted to see if we can share common interests or things that would allow us to be able to enjoy the events or moments, whatever. But at the same time, this gives us an opportunity to see if there's anything here beyond perhaps a friendship. Maybe the loneliness, companionship should be preceded by, hey, let's be friends, okay? Do you like going bowling? Do you enjoy going to, say, Spotlight, for example? Great place, movie and dinner, all in one.
Where's that? Pinecrest?
Pinecrest, right? Great spot. But if you go and you go with someone who's thinking, ooh, this might be a potential mate. The other person's thinking, man, this is fun. This is a good time. We're just going to go and hang out. We're going to talk about things, learn about each other, learn about maybe even just the opposite sex, just have general conversation. But the other one is like, oh, he really is, or she's really, into this. And then the signals get mixed. So one is lonely, one is seeking companionship.
I see what you're saying. I see where you're going. Yeah. Okay. So everybody dating is not lonely. They just want.
And everybody lonely is not understanding that they're not being properly understood, perhaps, because they may just want a friend. And friendships, people say, marry your best friend, but when you're talking to somebody who's single, they ain't trying to be your friend. They're trying to get married, they're trying to get whatever.
Yeah.
But then you turn around and somebody says, you ought to marry your best friend. Well, that's a man. I'm not into men. All right? How about that?
And all of that is a process. It's all, whatever. I digress. That's a whole different topic for me. Yeah.
But
what are you laughing at?
We'll go back.
Yeah. I digress. So, since we're talking about relationships,
Mama said personal information should only be shared when a definite relationship is established.
I totally agree.
Yeah, but how do you know when a definite relationship has been established?
When
did that happen?
Well, you have to distinguish what personal information is.
Clearly, women know what we don't.
Yeah,
that's where the confusion comes in.
Very intimate details.
So, okay,
I don't think you should share right off the bat. Like,
give us an example. What would turn you off as a woman if a man tells you something?
If a guy is dealing with manic depression and bipolar, okay,
he tells you that, and you're like, oh,
I'm out the door.
Word?
So
yeah, I'm out the door.
So pause.
Because you have to decide what
How
you
many
want to
dates
deal
have
with.
you gone into?
Let's say we're on date 3. No, let's say we're 2 weeks into dating.
And you really into
6.
him.
How many dates has happened in 2 weeks?
Let's say 6.
All right.
Let's say 6. That's a safe number. 5. Let's say 5. 5 is a safe
slept
number.
Together and kissed.
No, let's take sex out of it.
Have you kissed? Have you held hands?
Yep, all that.
We've held hands. We've kissed.
Right.
You've been thinking about what could go on in the bedroom.
Always, when you're dating, you think about that kind of stuff. And he says, you know what, look, I got something to tell you. For the last, 7 years, I've been dealing with manic depression. And I just wanted to get that and let you know.
You out the door? See, this is the problem. See, now your feelings involved, and now you're thinking, I'm glad you told me that. I really dig you. Let's see what we can do about your situation so we can keep this relationship going. But
because my first thing is, are you on medication?
Nah, okay, but still,
what are you doing?
But still,
but you didn't ask that question before. It ain't like you discovered and was like, "Are you on manic depression or something?"
So obviously he can contain it.
He's doing something. Right.
But if he tell you this in the beginning, you telling me you're leaving.
But let's go back to your that he can contain it. People have a a good track record at staying on their toes, but you can only stand on your toes for so long.
You did it. You said on the third day, you told him, "Listen, I'm gonna be good one day. The next day,
No, because
I'm gonna go day one.
That's my personality.
Right. I'm hell on wheels.
What you see is what you get. This is not a facade. I'm not gonna be talking nice. I did say one thing because did I burp or you burped, and I was like, oh my God, my mother would kill me if she found out I burped.
Whoa, pause.
I think I did burp.
I'm
and
glad
it was
you said that.
Oh my God.
Listen, it
was a belch bomb.
She said my
Right.
mother
Yeah.
told me don't ever do that in front of no man.
My grandmother. My grandmother.
Right? This is beginning, so every time it was
a pooch.
now
No,
Pooch in the throat.
No.
Now
He's my husband. I mean, when
so
you
now
get
it's cool to
comfortable-
let it all out.
Now you talking about best friend? He's my husband. I should be able to
Y'all grew into friendship though.
Huh?
You guys grew into a best friendship.
Actually, I think we were friends.
Nah.
It didn't start off as a lover thing. Nah. It didn't start off like that.
No, you didn't have an attraction toward him that exceeded or superseded a friendship.
Kill your ego.
Yeah, I did. It's not about ego. I'm really trying to figure it out.
Out of the norm for her.
No, I'm really trying to figure it out because when we started dating, I was fresh out of a 9-year relationship, like fresh out, weeks out. Man. So I wasn't looking, and I told him, I said, he asked to go out on a date, and I said, you know what, I really don't. I'm not there. I really just, want somebody to talk to. I'm cool. He asked a second time.
No.
You just wanted somebody to talk to. You just wanted somebody to talk to.
At that time, I really did. But after our first date, I said, I might be able to do this. And it was a little soon to be jumping back into a relationship.
But what you know, you know.
But what you know, you know.
And it didn't matter what books said, what
I don't pay attention to all of that stuff.
People who have been unsuccessful in relationships have given advice, but you went ahead and with your gut and you said, I'm a roll.
I went with my gut and I said, I'm a roll.
And if he said to you know what, I know this is date 3, but you need to understand, sometimes I can be a little kooky. I can be a little bit.
I'm cool with
hard in life. I can make you use whatever word.
I'm out.
Well, when you're talking about manic depression and stuff, those are really serious things that can lead.
You didn't use that language for yours, but yours.
I'm not manic depressive.
But yours has
spastic.
a language.
Wow.
So
that could scare somebody.
Exactly.
That could scare somebody.
But it didn't scare him.
It didn't scare him. Because in the very beginning, I just thought he was thinking, oh, she just talking. She just running her mouth.
Okay.
No.
But it turned out to be true.
No.
You thought I was spastic? Off the rip?
Remember our conversation, we're telling our business. It's in Messenger. And she said, I can be hell on wheels.
I didn't say those words.
Well, you said something with the wheels.
I can be a bitch on wheels. That's what I told you.
I'm trying not to cuss on air.
Oh, that's okay. It's just conversation.
Well, she said I can be a mama. No. so she said she can be a bitch on wheels. But what I told her was, yeah, you can be that, but you would be on wheels, but you in the Lord, so I can handle that because it's nothing. I remember telling that.
Yeah.
Right. So at this point, I mean,
the equalizer showed up.
Come on.
Yeah.
So after all that, this is when I found out she was can I say the N word?
That I was hood.
This is when I found out she was a hood, right?
Okay.
And she wasn't all into you look at her and you be like, oh, she just want to go to
prim proper.
Yes. And
that's what I love. People look, I think, okay, finish.
So this is when I found out
Sorry.
she wanted to go to Mr. Heroes. And I said, she Mr. Heroes? What kind of chick is Mr. Heroes? So she said, that's my favorite spot and blah, 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 blah. And
had you.
No, it wasn't her. It was just, I was, me and Kevin like brothers.
Yeah.
Man, it dipped on me. So when I showed him a picture of Nicole? He said, man, hey, she classy, she this is snap and blah, blah, blah. Right. Go for it. You know what I mean? So it was the persuasion that I was looking into doing it. But prior to me reaching out to her, I had a house fire.
Yeah.
My house caught on fire, so I lost everything. So 2 days after my house fire, my job went bankrupt. So I lost my house and my job all in the same week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. So now I have nothing but whatever I had on my back and small stuff that I can salvage. So I end up staying with my sister for a while. And here she is, open up to want to go on a date. So I'm thinking, oh my gosh, what am I about to wear? What I'm going to put on? Because I'm looking at this.
No conversation.
So I'm nervous. So it ain't got nothing to do with me, who I am as a person. It's just I have nothing. And I didn't know how to take that. So we ended up going to Fridays.
Mm-hmm.
Went to Fridays. And here it is. I watched her walk in because I'm on the phone with Kevin. Like, yeah, she here, man. She just walking in right now because I beat her there because I wanted to watch her walk in.
Right,
I want to check out, make sure.
Y'all pay attention. It's taking notes, right? That's ski-isms.
Yeah. So I wanted to check out everything. So I said, she walked in and said, so let me go into the restaurant. So I got off the phone with him. He said, let me know how I go when you finish. I go in there, and she on the phone skinning and grinning in some other Negro face. So I'm like, so wait, pause. Hit, watch this. So, because we've never seen each other.
We never saw each other.
Face to face.
I mean, and I couldn't remember him from when we were younger. Right. I didn't know what he looked like.
So we having conversation, and it's like we never met each other in person. So after seeing her, knowing what she looked like, I got past the picture. I know what she looked like, so it's like I didn't need to see nothing else. Although I looked and said, "Man, she can't be this beautiful." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So after that, she talking to dude, and she's on the phone, and I looked, and she looked at me, and she smiled, and I don't know who she was talking to, but she had this look like, "Oh my effing God!"
Oh no!
Like this ain't him. And if you look at the guy, you'd be like, how in the hell you think that was me?
He wasn't a bad looking guy.
Yeah, but he
looked like he had just came from work.
He wasn't. Look like he just came from work on a date.
Okay.
So anyway,
right. Yeah.
Yeah. So that we sat on the date and we talked. And the first thing I pay attention to everything, and I still got the pictures. The first date, the whole nine. You had on a little black plaid cap with your little feet. Right. Shut up! Don't let me finish my story. So. Anyway, long story short, man, I sat there and I made her laugh. And at some point I said, oh, I got her.
Uh-huh.
I got it.
Okay, so y'all heard it here. These two can't ever not be together. Y'all two, for real. You seen it. He's seen it. Tasha even pointed out on Spreaker. She said, a man in a storm, and God sent him an angel.
Oh my goodness.
Ain't that just
okay, so we were talking about
oh, it got all sappy up in here.
You know, we were talking about being
online
upfront.
dating.
We were talking about online dating and being upfront about who you are, being lonely when you're dating.
But he didn't leave you. He didn't bounce, even though you said you spastic.
I don't think he believed it until after.
He still ain't leave.
Well, no, he hasn't.
But y'all looking at it like immediately. If the man says anything, hey, listen, I dealt with this, or I deal with this, or I've been successful at dealing with this, and now you're saying after no issues before, nothing has happened prior to that, except now he's being forthcoming about that one particular thing.
If a female told you that she was suffering from I don't know, some form of mental illness, bipolar, would you, and let's say you
Do you know any that are not?
I'm not.
You just said you spastic.
Spastic is not, that's, you know.
And that's what everyone that has a certain illness, they all say it's not what it really is.
All of us have something going on. I don't have a mental illness.
I was
perfectly
warned.
healthy.
I was warned before we dated too. My brother said, "Hey man, she crazy, not crazy, cuckoo."
But ain't no. What's the difference? Hey, she's on her level that he couldn't handle.
Don't play around.
But you saw this.
No, my brother told you that.
No, I said my brother.
Oh, your brother. Okay.
And that's the thing. Finding that match is where I see the online dating community offering a sort of layer